Folks, is one of your children getting cheated? I'll talk about that and then the latest home prices and insights for York Region for week ending June the 5th, 2024. I have had the pleasure of helping this family for many years buy and sell real estate. And a few years back, 2018, the daughter was getting married and the parents, as a gift, gave her $100,000 to buy a property. And so me, the daughter, her fiance, we're house shopping. She finds this nice semi. She really liked it, $750,000. And so using the parents' money plus whatever she had saved on her own, we buy this semi. That was in 2018. More recently, the son's getting married. And the parents, same idea. Here's $100,000. Go buy a house, son. And the son is, pretty happy about that. We go house shopping. And turns out he likes a semi in the same neighborhood of where his daughter bought, his sister bought. And it's a lot of similar features to that. The only difference is that the daughter semi cost $750,000, and today, it's a few years later, we bought the daughters in 2018, it's now 2024. The same similar semi is now $1.1 million. And the son, although grateful for the $100,000, him and I would joke, more him, I would listen and laugh along, but the son would joke, I feel I'm getting scammed. The $100,000 my parents are giving me is just not buying what my sister bought. And she seemed to have benefited more. And the parents, old Italian, they've done extremely well financially. The $100,000 to the kids doesn't affect them in any way. But they're, that's $100,000 for each of my kids. Do what you want. And the kids are grateful. Don't get me wrong there. But the son, although he kept joking about it, that, man, my daughter, my sister, that $100,000, the percentage of the purchase price was so much higher. The $100,000 I'm getting, the percentage of the purchase price is so much smaller for the same house. He'd joke about it. But there was an element, I can tell in his eye when he said it and he'd think about it. There was an element of truth to that it kind of bugged him a little bit. So what would you do? This is my question to you. If you were in the parents' shoes and money wasn't an object, and you were giving two of your kids money to help them buy, but you're talking a few years apart, so house values have changed. What would you do? Would you give the same to each one, or would you adjust for house prices? I got to wonder, what would the son feel if house prices dropped much lower? Would he be okay maybe taking less than the $100,000? You got to wonder. But I'm curious as to what you would do. Let me know in the comments below. If you think this video can help somebody you know, or if you know somebody who's in this situation now, maybe they could benefit from the comments coming in, forward them this video. If you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, it's really simple. Up here, there's a link. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. Here we go, folks. York Region, we're looking at detached properties only, and we're going to break the charts and data down to Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham. Here's a quick summary of average prices. The blue line here, this was Richmond Hill average prices, and for many, many weeks, Richmond Hill has had the highest average sold price, but for the last couple of weeks, it's come way down, and now it's sitting at the lowest average sold price of the three cities we're looking at. We'll look more closely at Richmond Hill in a second. We're going to start off with Vaughan. Detached properties for week ending June the 5th. 38 detached properties were sold. 13 of those were at $2 million or more. If I look at the sales, now I'm always looking to try to spot a trend. Kind of looks like sales are increasing and the amount of property selling at $2 million or more, that's also trending up. Average sold price sitting at $1,854,000. It's only for the last 2-3 weeks. Looks like prices are trending up also. Now 2-3 weeks doesn't make a trend, but that's my observation right now. We can go down a bit, and if I go to, say, middle of April, it does look like average prices are trending up, but we have another chart where there's a 4-week moving average that'll help us look at that a little bit more closely. Compared to last year, 1,854 is 4% higher than we were this time a year ago. The median price is 1% higher. And here's the dotted line. It's a 4-week moving average. Yeah, it kind of, especially if we take the last 6 weeks or so, kind of looks like average price and median price is trending upwards. But if we kind of go back, here's 3 months, and we look where we were 3 months ago, where we are now, not a big change. Not a real big change. We were flat here for a while, and then prices kind of look like they're trending up. Look, folks, we're going to see how it goes over the next few weeks, and maybe we could be a bit more clear as to which way prices are going. 38 were listed, 38 were sold. The amount selling at list price or more is 26%, and that percentage is definitely dropping. Listings, 89 were listed. Active listings is growing. Months of inventory, looks like it's slightly coming down. That may help to explain why prices are slightly trending upwards. We're sitting at 2.5 months of inventory. That's for Vaughan. Let's look at Richmond Hill. 10 detached properties were sold. Yes, it looks like sales are trending down, but 10 is extremely low. When numbers get that low, or volume gets that low, I'm uncomfortable of putting any kind of validity into the average sold price, just because the sampling is so low. It really could be really high, really low. It could be dead on, and it's still real hard to know if you should put a lot of stock into that average price. So 10 were sold. Average price, $1,744,000. Compared to last year, it's 15% lower year over year. The median price is 13% lower. Half of those, so 5 out of the 10 sold at list price or more. Listings are up. Active listings is also climbing. Months of inventory sitting way up there at 8.7. I know that you shouldn't put a lot of stock into, a lot of validity into, just because the formula basically takes 10 as what we've sold this week for week ending June the 5th as, well, that's what we're going to do for the whole month. We're going to do every single week, we're going to sell 10, and based how many properties are available for sale, it calculates the months of inventory. How quickly, if we sell only 10, how quickly will we be sold out of inventory? Well, that number is 8.7, but 10 sales every week is a little bit unrealistic, way too low. Here's Markham. 27 detached properties were sold. So sales for a few weeks were trending up now. 27 is what we sold the previous week. Of 27, also 7 of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price is $1,745,000. If I look back about 2 months, to me it looks like average price is trending down in Markham. Compared to last year, 1,745 is 8% lower year over year. The median price is 12% lower year over year. The dotted line kind of shows that, yeah, average prices are trending down. 27 were sold, 44% sold at list price or more. That percentage is trending down, so it's a little bit less competitive. Listings are trending up. Active listings are increasing. Months of inventory up from the previous week, sitting at 2.6 months of inventory. Here's a quick summary. I would say in most areas, you're going to experience more of a balanced market. When we look at, say, Markham and Vaughan at 2.5 months of inventory, 2.6 months of inventory, it's at the top end of a seller's market, but that's the average for the area. So there's going to be some areas, hey, properties go out. We put an offer on a property for our buyer client. It was in Richmond Hill, actually. It was an offer date. There were 6 offers on this property, but I know there's other parts of Richmond Hill where properties are just sitting there. So really depends on neighborhood, really depends on price point, property. So all these factors will determine whether it's going to be competitive or it's going to be more of a balanced market or a buyer's market. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.